Hello everyone. Today I give a lecture on energy sources. From this video we discussed about energy source and how the energy sources will be classified. Let's see what is energy. Energy is nothing but it is one of the most important component of economic infrastructure. In developing countries, the energy demand is high from sectors like agriculture, industry, residential and economical. That means the growth of the nation is mainly depending upon the availability of energy sources. Here, the energy is the key input of the economical growth. That means the energy resources are the main sources of energy from which the energy can be extracted and utilized for the mankind. From these energy resources, they are classified into two types based upon their usability of energy sources. From this, we can see that the sources of energy mainly divided into two types: conventional sources, non-conventional sources. Otherwise, we call it as conventional sources are called as non-renewable energy sources, and non-conventional energy sources are also called as renewable energy sources. Again, the conventional sources are classified into two types: commercial and non-commercial. From commercial, we see that coal, petroleum, electricity, and from non-commercial, firewood, straw, dry dung. According to the non-conventional energy sources, we see that bioenergy, solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, and energy from urban waste. What is conventional sources of energy? These sources are nothing but which are available in finite quantity. That means when we can't refuse a source of energy after using it once. That's why we call it as non-renewable energy sources. These sources of energy must include commercial and non-commercial. And from these commercial energy sources, coal, petroleum, natural gases, and nuclear energy. From these, the oil is the most abundant source of energy. Coal, petroleum, and natural gas are about 90% of world's production of commercial energy, and hydroelectric and nuclear power plants producing energy about 10%. Coal is the most important source of energy. It is a black brown sedimentary rock. Here the formation of coal occurs when the plants converted into lignite and then into the anthracite. Here the formation of coal takes place over a long period of time. The coal helps for various purposes such as heating of the house, as fuel for boilers and steam engines, and for generation of electricity by using thermal power plants. Next one is oil. Out of all conventional sources of energy, oil is used. Considering oil is one of the most important energy source in India, the sources are same, even smaller. The extraction of oil from deposits called as oil resources. Next, the petroleum is the mixture of hydrocarbons like alkynes and cycloalkynes in crude from black liquid is called as petroleum, and the formation of natural gas occurs when the gas come into the contact with petroleum layer. That means the natural gas is a mixture of 50 to 90% of methane, ethane, propane, butane and hydrogen sulfide. After refining and purifying the crude petroleum, it is available as petrol, diesel or the lubricant oil or plastic, etc. Natural gas is also making a significant contribution to the household sector. It causes less air pollution as compared to the other fossil fuels. Here the major sources of power generation are mentioned below: nuclear power, thermal power, hydroelectric power. Thermal power. You already know that thermal power is generated at various power stations by means of oil and coal. The power stations burns a large number of fossil fuels to heat up water to produce steam, which further runs to the turbine to generate electricity, and that electricity we are using for the household purposes or other thing. The transmission of electricity is more efficient than transporting coal or petroleum over the same distance. It is called as thermal plant because the fuel is burned to produce heat energy which converted into the electrical energy. Next one is nuclear energy. Here the small The small amount of radioactive substances can produce a lot of energy through the nuclear substations all over the world. In order to obtain the nuclear energy, the nuclear reactions are essential, and there are about 300 nuclear reactions. That means energy is one of the most environmentally friendly conventional source of energy. It produces fewer greenhouse gas emissions during the production of electricity in compared to the sources like coal power plants. Although in case of accidents, this same nuclear energy releases in high amount in the environment, and also the nuclear waste remains is radioactive. Next, non-conventional sources of energy. The other name of non-conventional sources of energy called as renewable energy sources. That means the natural resources like solar, biomass, wind, tidal, and etc. are used to generate energy. These are pollution free, and hence we can use these to produce a clean form of energy without any wastage. Why do we need non-conventional energy sources? Means as the consumption of energy grows, the population depends more on fossil fuels such as coal, oil, gas. There is a need to secure the energy supply from the future, since the prices of gas and oil will be raised day by day. So we need to use more and more renewable energy sources. From that, the main source is solar energy. The solar energy is directly produced from the sunlight. Solar energy is harnessed by converting solar energy directly into the electrical energy in solar plants by using photosynthesis process. Out of the process of conversion of solar energy in photosynthesis, green plants absorb solar energy and convert it into chemical energy. Solar energy is the essential energy of all non-conventional sources, but its usage amount is very less. So it is one of the most important non-conventional sources of energy, and it gives non-polluting environment friendly output, and it is available in about. Next, wind energy. Here the wind energy is generated by harnessing the power of wind and mostly used in operating water pumps for irrigation purpose. India stands as the second largest country in the generation of wind power. Here the wind energy describes the process by which the wind is used to generate electricity. As the wind increases, the output power increases up to its maximum. Here the wind farms prefer areas where the winds are stronger and constant. These are generally located at high altitudes. Wind turbines use wind to make electricity. There is no pollution because non-fossil fuels are burned to generate electricity. Here, out of one of the India's largest windmill farm is in Kanyakumari, which is generates 380 megawatts of electricity. Next one is tidal energy. The tidal energy is a form of hydroelectric power that converts energy of tides into electricity. In some areas where the sea experiences waves and tides, we can generate electricity using this tidal power. In India, make up ocean thermal level conservation by which it will be generate 50,000 megawatts of electricity to meet the power requirement.